morning. My name is Sekoni Oluwatosin Oluwadamilola, student of Backup University, Remo, Department, Education Department, matric number 182438. I'm here to present the topic which says discipline as work ethics in a workplace. First of all, what is discipline? Discipline is a means of correcting a behavior in a person, while discipline in a workplace is also a means of correcting a particular behavior in an employee in accordance with the rules, regulations, and policy that governs the organization. That is discipline in a workplace. Now, purpose of discipline in a workplace. We have purpose of discipline in a workplace. The main purpose of discipline in a workplace is to correct a particular behavior in an employee. Discipline is not meant for punishment or to humiliate an employee or to disgrace an employee. It is just to correct a particular behavior in an employee for better performance, better results in that employee. We also have examples of discipline in a workplace. Number one, we have insubordination. We have failure to notify an absence. We have dishonesty. We have abuse of wrong words in the workplace. Number one, dishonesty. For instance, as an employee that is being given a task or something to do, maybe the organization asks that employee to get a particular thing for the organization, for the workplace, and he or she is being given an amount of money and later added his own money to it. For instance, 100,000 naira is to be used for that particular goods to get, and now added 50,000 naira. The management of that workplace, of that organization, could realize in future that that particular employee added his or her own money to it. That is dishonesty. It calls for it. If the management should realize that employee will be disciplined. That's one of the examples of discipline in a workplace. Number two is failure to notify an absence. As an employee, you have the right, it is your right to notify them in your workplace that, okay, today I won't be coming to work. It could be verbal, it could be written. That's another example. Another one is abusive words. For instance, maybe someone did something wrong to you in the office, in that your workplace, and you started using an abusive words. You are stupid, you are foolish, you are mad, all sorts. Is an example of discipline, which is not right for an employee. Another one is, those are the examples of discipline in a workplace. Now we have just causes and effects of discipline in a workplace. Just causes and effects of discipline in a workplace. There is a say that where there is no law, there is no sin. So also in an organization, in a workplace, there are rules, there are regulations, there are policy that governs the organization, that governs the employees of that organization. So also the management ensures that they have all these rules on ground that governs each employers. The rules, regulations, and policy. And these rules, regulation, and policy must be known to the employees. It must be in their known, and so also it must be enforced on employee. The rules and policy of that workplace should be enforced on employee, and also there must be fairness in enforcing the discipline, the rules on an employee. There must be fairness. How do I mean? It is not always good, for instance, maybe a particular employee did something wrong and is ignored. It is ignored, while some while another employee did that same thing and was not ignored, was disciplined. It shouldn't be. There should be fairness in it. That's just cause. We also have discipline process at a glance. Discipline process at a glance. Number one is the investigation stage. Then number two is the discipline stage. The investigation stage is a stage whereby the employee will be investigated. In an organization, they could set up a staff disciplinary committee where the employee, the offensive, which is the employee, will be called upon to explain his or herself. And also, the management will gather some other sources of evidences, like witness interview, make interview for some other witnesses. They gather their evidence, they get more evidence from witnesses and so on. After this investigation, after the management might have gotten their evidence, their proof, and all what they need, then they proceed to the discipline. And the discipline will be given to that employee based on the offense that has been committed, and it will be duly done based on the regulation, the discipline that is being attached to such offense. If the offense is just to be given a letter of warning, the management will do so. If the offense is to be issued a suspension, a letter of suspension, or to be given a temporary pay cut, it will be done. And if it's to be terminated totally, it will be done. It depends on that offense and the discipline, the law that governs that such offense. So we have, then another thing is we have types of discipline in a workplace. We have types of discipline in a workplace. Number one is we have written reprimand. Written reprimand is in form of a letter that will be given to that particular employee that has committed an offense. Maybe after the management might have warned the employee, the particular employee, verbally, and the employee refused to desist from such acts or ignores the verbal correction, then he or she will be given a written reprimand. That's it might be a letter of warning, letter of observation and warning to that particular employee. Then the next stage is temporary pay cuts. Another types of discipline in a workplace is temporary pay cuts. Temporary pay cuts is the situation whereby there will be a reduction in that employee's salary. For instance, in an institution whereby the way they pay them is yearly, it's the stage, the level is yearly. There's an increment in the salary of an employee in an institution every year, a particular increment. To discipline such employee using that temporary pay cut, that such employee that has committed an offense will be disciplined by not giving such employee the amounts. There will be reduction in his salary. It could be a month or 2 months reduction in his or her salary. Then another one is another one is suspension. Another one is suspension. After the employee that's committed an offense has been given a letter of warning, did not desist from such acts, also reduced salary, no changes, then the management could give such person a letter of suspension that will be duly signed. And in that letter, it will be stated when to start the suspension and when to come back to work, when the suspension will be stopped. And there will be no pay They might not be paid for it could be 6 months, it could be the suspension could last for 6 months or a year. It depends. It could be suspension without pay, or it's pay. It could be half salary. It depends. That's another types of discipline in a workplace. Then another one is demotion and termination. Demotion and termination. As I said earlier on, that we have also suspension as a type of discipline. If that is the final stage to demotion and termination, if the particular employee has not changed or desist from the act, if there's no changes in his or her behavior, then the employee might be demoted. How? For instance, in an institution, maybe a polytechnic or a university, whereby we have HOD, that's head of department, and they want to discipline. He has committed an offense, maybe is a man sleeping with forcing the female student to sleep with him, collecting money from students for them to pass. There might be demotion. He might be removed from that position as the HOD of that department. That is one. And he or she could be denied of his or her promotion, because in a polytechnic or university, or in an organization, there's always a time whereby an employee is due for promotion. It could be 2 years, every 2 years, or every 3 years. This particular employee could be denied of his or her promotion. It could be 2 years, it could be 3 years. That is demotion. When others have been promoted, he or she will be left behind. That's another examples of types of discipline in the workplace. Then termination. After all this that have been mentioned has been done, and that such act has not changed, then the management could decide to terminate his or her appointments, meaning they will ask the employee to go back to his or her house. The appointment has been terminated, meaning he or she is not allowed to work in that workplace, in that organization. So all these things are types of discipline in a workplace. So in conclusion, I will say that discipline is very, very important in one's life. Not only in workplace, we are basically talking about workplace, but I want to say that it goes round, it goes beyond workplace. Even in a family, we need to be disciplined. It helps our moral behavior. It helps our behavior in general. It helps us to be a good person in and out. It helps our family, and also helps, if there's discipline even in family, then our country will be better. Thank you.